background noise. So bear with me 1 second. I apologize about the delay here. I just want to make sure it's live on YouTube. Okay. Looks like it's good. I apologize about the delay. Back to my screen here. Okay. So tonight we're going to be discussing, how to save for your kids and your grandkids' future. Now, this is something that I do have a PowerPoint that I do want to share with everybody, but this is something that, as a parent and, somebody who has grandkids, it's something that was a main concern for me because, as a business owner, sometimes you're not able to allocate enough money or whatever to save for, even yourself or let alone your kids. But this is something that, before my dad passed away, 2 years ago, I had discussions with them and, about, what's the best way to save for, both my sons and then my grandkids' future. And, it's like, we never really got around to, finishing that conversation. So it was something that it was really kind of ironic. About almost a month to the day after he passed, somebody introduced me to this one company that actually allowed you to save in the form of precious metals, silver and gold, on an incremental basis or a monthly basis if you wanted to. And it was kind of really just kind of weird because it was something that had always wondered what was the best way to go about doing it, but I had no idea how to go about doing that. So before I get into that presentation, real quick, I want to put in the chat here my email address for you if you have any questions after the presentation, like it's like maybe even tomorrow or next week or something. If you have any questions, just go ahead and reach out to me at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org, and I will get back to you as quickly as possible. And that's probably one of the best emails to reach me at because it doesn't get inundated with junk mail. So it's a really good. So that's an email address you can reach me at. And I also have to put, because the company that I am talking about tonight is a company called 7K, and they do have, with this company 7K, they do have a share plan. So it is something that you have to have the income disclosure statement there, because anytime that you have something where you can actually passively earn from it, I do have to, by rules and regulations, have that disclosure here. So in the chat, I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. So there's the link to the income disclosure statement. And then also I do have a short video that I'm going to be sharing with everyone as well too. And at the beginning of that video, they do go over the income disclosure as well. So let's go ahead and get started here. I do have my PowerPoint, and this is something that, oh, wait a minute. Hold on 1 second here. This is okay. Hopefully this is showing up in the video. Yeah, this is weird because for some reason it did not pull up in my okay, so we're doing it. Okay. My apologies about that. Okay. All right. So how to save for your kids and your grandkids' future. Now this is something that, for me, in this picture here, here's my grandkids here. That was from Christmas time of last year, and I was really excited to spend some time with them. And then here's my my two sons, Rick and Ryan, and this is Ryan on his graduation. His graduation present actually was some gold. Okay, so that's something growing up, I always understood the importance of saving in the form of precious metals, but like silver and gold. But I never really knew how to go about doing it. I always thought, like the majority of people, I mean, it might be you watching this, you always thought that you had to have a lot of money in order to save in the form of silver and gold. You had to have lump sums or something, or you had to have somebody do it for you. But in this case here, with what I'm sharing with everybody here tonight and what was shared with me almost 2 years ago now, was something where you can actually do it yourself. It's something where you can actually take charge and take control of it and, save incrementally per month, or you can get something set up on an auto saver and have it shipped to your door every month. So it's something really cool. I was really excited when it was shared with me because I'm like, what? It was like I said, it was about a month to the day after my dad passed. And this was shared with me. It was kind of like, one of those epiphany type moments where it's like, now I know how to go about doing it. I can actually start saving for my sons and then my grandkids' future, kind of on autopilot. And that's what I've done ever since. And that's why it's really neat because with what I'm sharing with you, you can actually have it, saved in a vault somewhere else, or, through this company, or else you can actually have it shipped to your door. You have, on hand with you. So it really gives you a lot of different options. And it's something, like I said, something that you can do incrementally. So what I want to do is I did create this it's actually an ebook, and actually do have a hard copy that I can mail to you. So if you would like a copy of this, whether an actual physical copy, you can reach out to me at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org, or else if you want just the digital copy, I can email that to you as well. So again, my email address is in the chat. Let's do that real quick. Full screen. There we go. And so yeah, this is something that I do have. It's like an informational thing, don't sell anything at all in it. It's just talking about the everyday person's guide to gold and silver. How you can determine what type of buyer you might be or a saver you might be, and how you can go about doing it. So it's kind of that's a nice booklet that I put together and had printed out. So if you would like that, go ahead and send me an email at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. So tonight we're going to be discussing the benefits of saving in the form of something that you can do for your kids and your grandkids. Okay, now this is something that a lot of times, like with my oldest son and my grandkids, the jobs that my oldest son and my youngest son have, they don't offer something like a 401k or any way for them to save. So this was like when this came up, I'm like, this is a great opportunity for them to do that as well themselves. But at the same time, I was doing it for them. Okay, so they don't realize that, or I think maybe now they do, but at the time, that's why I was doing it. It wasn't just for me just to be able to do it. It was just something that I could actually save incrementally for both of them and let them have a more secure financial future. So when they get to my age, they have this nest egg. They have something that they can rely on. Okay, so tonight we're going to be discussing how to save, who you can trust, because there's a lot of companies out there that are more than eager to sell you silver and gold or whatever. But it's something, when it comes to the who you can trust thing, always I'll just kind of nip that in the butt, so to speak, right away, right now. One thing to look at is, are they willing to purchase it back from you? Okay, if they're not willing to purchase it back from you, then maybe, you might want to just do your due diligence when it comes to that. But that's what I found out about, like, the company I'm sharing about here in 7K. It's like anything that you purchase from them, they will gladly purchase it back from you if you decide you want to sell it or liquidate it or whatever, which is really a nice feature to have, because there's a lot of places that they just want to sell you something and then they're done with you. That's how they look at you as a customer. So kind of keep that in mind as well. But also, how do you know if you're getting a good deal? Because there are some companies online that they always, there always seems to be somebody that's trying to one up the next person by a lower price or something like that. But what I found too, when I was looking, kind of comparing apples to apples, so to speak, was that there were some companies that were offering a great price on silver or gold. And here, what it was is you go to place the order, and then here you have to order X amount as a minimum, which for 7K, there is no minimum. But on top of the ordering, the large amounts, you go to place the order and it says we'll ship it to you in 3 weeks. Well, they're actually selling you something that they don't physically have on hand. So that's kind of like 2 pointers to look at that I want to point out to everybody is, one, when you go to, if you do order from somebody online, just make sure that they have it in inventory, and then also kind of double check and see, what their policy is. If you want to return it or sell it back to them, will they take that? I think that's really kind of some 2 good red flags for you there. If they don't do both of them, or they don't have it on hand, or they're not willing to purchase it back from you, maybe you should check somewhere else. Okay, so how can you afford to purchase gold and silver even on a tight budget or saving? Okay, now this is something, like I said, you can do this incrementally. And what's nice is with the 7K company is, if you wanted to save in $20 or $30 a month in silver or gold, you could. Now I'm going to show you a part of my back office here tonight, and I'll show you how exactly that works. Okay, so it's pretty cool. So you can either have physical, tangible silver or gold sent to you to save for your kids or grandkids, or you could actually put it in this, they call it there's a Sound Money wallet and a Sound Money vault, where you can actually purchase it through your wallet, and then it goes into a vault where they actually physically take that percentage of silver or gold or whatever you're purchasing, and they allocate it towards you. So if you wanted to have them send it to you, they would, they have to do that by laws and rules and regulations, because they get audited, but they have to have it on hand. So because their policy is that they can ship it out to you within 24 hours, of course, excluding weekends, but they should be able to ship it out to you within 24 hours. And that's what's really nice. Okay, so they have that, actually, it's kind of a luxury, So, yeah, so like with the afford to purchase it on, even on a tight budget. So like if you're making minimum wage or $15,000 a year or $150,000, it doesn't really matter. you can still incrementally save. And that's what's really nice. Okay. And can gold and silver really build true generational wealth? I did have one presentation that I had given, over the course of the past year that I did kind of do some background as far as some, research that I'd done on generational wealthy families. And, what was the one key thing that they all had, and they all had their multiple sources of income or ways that they saved. But the one key factor that they all had was that they all saved in some form of precious metals, which is kind of cool when you think about it, because, that's the one thing, the one true currency that's accepted globally, and think about that too, is gold or silver. Every country in the world will gladly, let you purchase something with gold or silver. Whereas, you go into different countries and their fiat currency, their paper money. A lot of times, if you don't have that, then they won't take that. But in this case here, no matter where you go in the globe, they will gladly take gold and silver. Okay, so kind of keep that in mind too as well. So this is something I'm also going to share with you, and it's kind of part of the video presentation, is what your financial institutions and financial advisors do not want you to know. And then also how you can start today. Now, what I'm sharing here is that I do have a special opportunity if you're located in the United States, Mexico, Canada, Australia, Ireland, UK, New Zealand, or Singapore. Those are all the countries that are eligible to work with 7K, or actually save in the form of silver and gold with 7K. But if you're not in one of those countries, you can send me an email at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. And what I'm doing is I'm putting together, because over the course of the past year, I've had a lot of people contact me and say, hey, Rick, when is it going to be opening up in my country? Because eventually 7K's goal is to be global. Okay, so it's something that they want to be able to have everybody across the globe be able to save. In this case here, I would just keep your information and let you know. I'd send you an email when they do add the country that you're in. But you can also model what I'm sharing, as far as the incrementally, because in the video that I'm going to pop on here in a minute, if you're able to do something incrementally month by month, it's something that can really build over the course of time, even if it's just a small amount. But if it's something, if you can have the discipline, or say to yourself, you know what, my kids, this is for my kids and my grandkids' future. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put aside, $100 a month or $20 a month or something like that, and in the form of precious metals. And you'll see by the examples that are shown in this presentation here, how it can really make a difference over the course of time. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring in a gentleman by the name of Davis. He is one of the co-founders of the company 7K, and he has a really nice presentation here. And he kind of goes over a little bit of the history of the U.S. dollar and why it's declined over the years. And then also he showed you some examples in black and white of what silver and gold have done over the course of time too as well. Okay, so something as a direct comparison until you actually see it right next side by side. It's really eye-opening. I'll just put it that way. And it's like, I never realized this is what was going on. So this is it's really nice video that he's got here. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start the video. And he does have the income disclosure at the beginning. And yeah, I will be sitting here watching it with you.
Purchasing precious metals, bullion, coins, and cryptocurrencies involves risk. We strongly encourage you to exercise due diligence and properly educate yourself prior to purchasing precious metals. The information presented in 7K's wealth strategy is not to be considered tax or financial advice. We encourage you to seek appropriate professional advice regarding the tax and financial implications of buying, owning, metals. Price and future value of precious metals is based on many factors, including but not limited to market conditions. Past performance of precious metals is no guarantee of future performance or future value. Do you feel like you're working harder for your money just to get by? It's not just you. Millions of families around the world are feeling the same thing. In fact, as of 2017, 44% of Americans said they couldn't cover a $400 emergency expense if it popped up. So what's happened? Take a look at some of the major staples in our lives today and how much more they have increased in costs from the year 2000 to 2018. Water and sewage up 133%, car insurance up 97%, and the list goes on. This isn't even counting the 2021 inflation numbers that are the highest since 1982. We're all feeling it, but why is it happening? It's not that things are necessarily costing more to make or service. It's that the fiat currency used to buy the goods is becoming worth less. As you can see, when the Federal Reserve was created in 1913, a dollar was worth, well, a dollar. Because of some government decisions, such as going off of the gold standard and increased money printing, purchasing power over time was dropped to less than 5 cents on the dollar compared to 1913. Now, this isn't anything new, unfortunately. There's a long list of countries where this exact same thing has happened, including Germany, Argentina, Zimbabwe, and most recently Venezuela. In each case, they have attempted to print themselves out of their version of a financial crisis. The playbook is being passed around the world, and the result is always the same. If you look at the M1 currency supply chart, it will give you a good indication of what result we could be headed for in the United States. The M1 currency supply is just a way of showing how much printed money is in the hands of the citizens in a country. It is a direct link to the printing of fiat currency. As you can see, the US made a drastic decision related to the COVID-19 pandemic in the year 2020 and decided to go on an even more massive printing spree. As we have seen throughout history, more printing leads to more inflation, which means it takes more fiat currency to purchase the things that we need to live. So how are we supposed to protect ourselves from what seems to be a runaway trade? There is a secret that government institutions, banks, and wealthy families have used for ages called sound money. Don't worry, it's just a fancy name for gold and silver. Gold and silver have proven to maintain its buying power throughout history, no matter what happened to fiat currencies around the world. Let's take a look at some examples. In 1965, 1 ounce of silver and $1 had purchasing. You could have used either 2,500 ounces of silver or $2,500 to purchase a brand new Ford Mustang. If you would have had the same 2,500 ounces of silver in 2020, you could have purchased 2 brand new Mustangs. But $2,500 could barely even cover the down payment to get one. The same is proven true in the housing market. The average home cost in 2001 was $169,000 or 626 ounces of gold. In 2021, you could have taken less gold and purchased 3 homes, even though the average home cost in dollars almost doubled. The list goes on and shows how gold and silver is one of the best ways to play defense against fiat currencies that always decrease in value over time. There are usually a couple things that happen, though, when individuals find out about the value of sound money. First, questions. What should I buy? Who should I trust? How much does it take to get started? And do I need to be an expert to win? The second thing that happens is a discovery of things like mixed advice on what to buy, scammers, high minimums, and people selling inventory they don't actually have, and much, much more, which all cause more questions and a general mistrust, leading them to never, ever get started. Maybe this sounds familiar, but we believe things just shouldn't be that hard. We believe that every family deserves a real chance to get ahead of the game, not only now, but forever. Really, our goal is to help you get started on a path that will help you create a true legacy for generations to come. So who are we? We are 7K, a community of people on a mission to help each other create financial independence, preserve wealth, and create an exceptional life through both good and bad economic times. 7K was founded in 2016 by these individuals with over 100 years of combined business experience. They all have different skill sets and strengths, but all share the same values and belief in helping the average family get ahead. Together, they set out to create a vehicle for people to find more hope and less stress. That vehicle is now a membership, much like Amazon Prime, Spotify, Hulu, or countless other companies that also have a membership, but much more powerful. With a 7K membership, one of the easiest ways to start is by grabbing a little bullion. Bullion is non-collectible gold and silver. Non-collectible gold or silver is a great way to shore up the defensive side of your wealth portfolio. 7K makes it easy. They carry physical gold and silver in different forms. They only sell the things they have in inventory. You won't find minimums or maximums, period. You can literally start with $1 if that's your current budget. And one of the coolest things is that 7K has made transacting in gold and silver possible again. It makes it easy for you to create and execute a good defensive strategy. But there isn't a good sports team in history that has won a championship on defense alone. Just like that, you also need a very good offensive strategy. That offensive strategy can be found inside of collectibles. The collectible market has proven to be a robust way for wealthy families around the world to not only protect, but also grow their wealth, and more importantly, their legacy. A collectible usually has to be rare or low mintage, has to have unique or artistic designs, great story, or have historic significance. So if you look at the paper this amazing Spider-Man comic book from 1962 is printed on, it's only worth a couple of dollars. In 2021, this comic book sold for a record $3.6 million. The person or family that bought this book was not buying it. They were buying the emotion, art, rarity, story, and other things they found valuable about this book. In fact, most wealthy families that are playing the collectibles game are doing it not only for their financial protection or gain, but also to preserve their family legacy. If you look at the top 5 places wealthy families turned in order to protect and grow their wealth during the financial crisis of 2008, you will see that 3 of the 5 things are collectible in some way. And the other 2? Found money. Unfortunately, not many families have an extra million or 2 laying around to buy high-end collectibles, nor would they even know where to start. But 7K is bridging the gap so that the average family can start playing the game with rare, unique, but also affordable collectibles through modern coins. In 2004, a coin called Tiffany Art No. 1 hit the market for about $90. Now, $90 doesn't seem unreasonable for the average family to scrape together in order to add this incredible coin to their wealth portfolio. Today, though, if you wanted to go buy this same coin, it would cost you at least $8,000. But the metal in the coin is only worth roughly $50 today. The additional value in the coin is due to the rarity, story, beauty, or whatever else a potential buyer finds to be valuable. That is the added leverage or offense collectibles can add to a wealth portfolio. You can see here just a few more examples of the same thing play out in other coins. Modern collector coins have a very good track record over the last 20 to 30 years of being a powerful tool inside of the of a well-rounded wealth strategy. 7K not only offers some of the best coins from around the world, but also designs and mints its own coin, giving 7K members exclusive or first access. 7K also makes adding cool, unique, and rare collectible coins extremely easy through one of the most powerful member benefits called the autosaver. The autosaver program takes all of the thinking out of collecting and leverages the experts at 7K to send you a rare and exclusive collectible coin every single month. It is truly a set it and forget it, zero discipline approach to automate your collectible asset stacking. You will just need to choose one of the options you like best and watch them show up at your door every month. There are other ways you can also take your stacking to the next level, though, with your own shopping cart called 7K Selected, so special sales called Coin Boosts. 7K provides many ways to win with collectible and silver. And you can see here, Eddie Spears has spent very little time to get a massive head start, making sure a wealth legacy comes from him. All the same, Chris Latin Sr. says he collects both bullion and collector coins, and you can see he has built a very nice stack. He even claims it is now one of his most valued possessions because of what it will mean for him and his family in the future. Gold and silver are not only effective, but can also be super fun. But 7K is much more than just a gold and silver company. Their focus is to help in any way possible you build a legacy that you feel is important. As you dig into the membership at 7K, you will find many different member benefits to help you build that legacy from many different angles. Each could be an important tool in your financial strategy to reduce the stress of the current economy and add more hope for the future. Although you will have plenty of support early on to help you get started in your journey with precious metals, being a proficient and educated buyer is an important component to hitting your new goals. The buyer certification training will help you find what type of buyer you might be, what goals you might have based on what is important, also what type of defensive strategy you might want to set up for yourself. The collector certification will help you move towards a winning offensive strategy, teaching you all you need to know about the ins and outs of the collectible coin world, what types you might be interested in, and also some expert tips from a world-renowned coin expert. As you dig into collectibles more, you will also find the power of collections, and inevitably, you'll be searching for a coin to complete a certain series or set that isn't for sale on the first-hand market. The next member benefit helps solve that problem of where you might find that coin, along with other problems that were previously obvious in the collectible coin market. Stack and Sell is a complete and robust marketplace that values authenticity. Now you can easily buy graded collectible coins from other collectors without worry. It also features the world's first inventory system for collectors where you can track what coins you have and what their current values are. Collecting gold and silver is fun, but 7K believes it should also power your lifestyle. Putting a value on memories made around the world is actually priceless. With a 7K membership, you can choose to travel around the world on the company-sponsored trips. Any member can choose to go and usually at a discount from market rate. There are also other 7K getaway trips where you can spend time with the founders, the executive team, and those can be won through contests. With 7K, you really can create a robust lifestyle using the power of gold and silver and all that the membership has to offer. So remember the initial problem that most people have, not being able to cover the $400 emergency expense? 7K has a way to help that too. Simply by sharing the 7K message, you will earn points across 2 teams, and 7K will thank you by sending you $500 once each team reaches 500 points. This can happen once or as many times as you choose by how often you successfully share the message and refer new customers. And the best part is when you earn enough points and a payment is triggered, 7K will drop it directly into what's called your Sound Money wallet. The Sound Money wallet is the most robust digital wallet today that deals with cash, gold, and silver. You can power your entire gold and silver strategy through this wallet. So as you can see, not only can you fund the wallet from any referral money generated, also from a bank account and even crypto wallets. You can purchase physical gold and silver in all forms, as well as digital gold and silver that is 100% backed by physical metals. Sound Money Wallet is also the first wallet of its kind that will allow you to send gold and silver or cash to other members for free. Earning a little extra money for sharing is super nice, but there are some people that love sharing that message so much that they want more potential. New levels of referral income can be unlocked by ranking up, from associate at $500 all the way up to presidential gold at $12,500 per week. Each new rank carries with it the potential for increased income. 7K truly is on a mission to help the average person build not only a strategy for their future wealth, but also a true legacy long into the future. There's a mantra here at 7K that the 7K community lives by, and some of it may resonate with you. We see things differently. They say stop, we say go. They strive for mediocrity, we are obsessed with significance. They said we couldn't do it, so we did it anyway. We build leaders, teachers, and entrepreneurs that create generational wealth, transform families, bring hope to the helpless, and significance to the successful. We are the believers. After seeing this information, the question is, where do you stand? How would you feel having a little more control over your financial needs? How would your life be different if you had more time and money to do the things that you enjoy with the people you love? Our guess is that something you heard today made sense. Now, if that's true, don't wait any longer to start building your family legacy. Most powerful vehicles available. Go ahead and pick up which membership is going to fit you best. If you're just looking to be a customer and start stacking assets with the membership, the standard is an awesome option. For only $199 for the 1-year membership, it has plenty of benefits to move you in the right direction. But if you know you want to earn some extra income through sharing the 7K method, the premium is definitely the right choice. The premium comes with a worry-free approach to know that you have full access to all the benefits. There is peace in knowing that whatever your goals are, you won't have to worry about if the premium has what it takes to get you. Now, valued at over $1,500, it will only take you $499 to get started. So thank you for taking the time to see why 7K might be a fit for you. But before you go, just take a note of where you might fall. Most people fall into one of 3 categories, and please take a note of where you might fit. 1 is to grab a membership and start stacking. 2 is to grab a membership and share the message, create a nice little side gig with some extra income. Or 3 is that you already know you want to share the message enough to work toward a full-time income. If you identified yourself as a 2 or 3, then take a look at our income disclosure to see how successful our members are. You can see each rank and what the high, low, mean, averages are for each one, and what it might take you to create a solid side gig or a full-time income. Also take note that 85% of our members don't actually share with anyone else. We just love the products and all the benefits. Now, wherever it is you may fit, we're very excited for you to become a new member of 7.
Okay, so Zach did a real nice job of that presentation there. And like I said, when he was, I saw a similar one too that say they did a slight modification on the original one that I saw, but it had the same nuts and bolts to it. But the one thing that really stood out to me was that silver, purchasing in 1965, if you had that 2,500 ounce, 1 ounce silver coins, they were equivalent to $1 per silver coin. However, you could buy a Ford Mustang, brand new Ford Mustang back in 1965. But if you still had that same 2,500 ounces of 1 ounce silver coins, and you walked into a Ford dealer and, in 2020, you'd be able to buy 2 brand new Ford Mustangs. So that really just shows you, whereas like $2,500, like in cash, fiat money, paper money, that would just basically be like a down payment, 3 or 4 years of paying off the car. Whereas like the 2,500 1 ounce silver coins, that would buy you actually 2 Ford Mustangs. And then also, the example that he gave with the housing, for gold, back in 2001, the average price of the house was 169,000. But like in, for 626 ounces of gold, you could buy that house. Whereas in 2021, 20 years later, with less gold, you could buy 3 houses valued at like $347,000. So, or $347,000 each. So that's something that just, when you see it in the perspective of, what has silver and gold done over the course of time. And the one thing that it's always had its value. It's always had its purchasing power. So regardless of the economy and everything, like stocks and everything else, silver and gold does fluctuate. But with the trends over the course of time, and the more demand there is for silver and gold, the price is just typically does go up, although it does fluctuate and go down at times. But as you see there in the examples, how it does have value. That's what's really kind of eye-opening to me. And so when I saw that, I was like, holy cow, I never realized it, but nobody had shared that with me. And that's like when I saw this, I'm like, you know what? If just think about it, my granddaughter is 2 years old, and by me saving monthly for her, okay, from now and by the time she graduates, that's going to be a pretty nice a pretty nice savings for her. Depending on what happens with silver or gold, who knows, maybe she'll graduate high school, and after graduation, I give this to her and she might be set for a while. Okay. So it's something to just kind of think in mind if you want to do it incrementally. And yeah, you can, there is one thing that used to be part of the presentation. I'll just go over that real quick. It's the $1.2 million mistake. And if you kind of look that up on YouTube, there's a video that 7K did about that. But when the American Silver Eagle came out in 1986, if you would have collected one MS-70, which is a perfectly graded coin, this is what they can. Okay, so MS-70, it's graded by NGC, Numismatic Grading Guarantee Corporation, and this is a perfectly graded American Silver Eagle. Okay, and it's got a barcode and everything on there, so it's traceable and trackable. But if you would have, back in 1986, if you would have purchased one of those every month till now, or 2 years ago, that collection from 1986 to 2000 is worth $1.2 million. And over the course of time, what you might have spent is between $45,000 to $50,000 on it. But you might think that that's a lot of money. But when you're doing it incrementally, you don't see it. It's kind of like a 401k. If you work for a company that has a 401k, they take X amount from your paycheck, depending on how much you have allocated. And it, comes out of your paycheck, and you may not seen it because it's still just done automatically. But over the course of time, it builds. Okay. But here in this case here, with the same thing with silver or gold, if you're doing it incrementally over the course of time, it's going to most likely grow, like, like the examples that Zach showed. Okay. So that's something just kind of keep in mind. That's why I was really excited when this was shared with me. And that's why I took advantage of it. Because I knew that if I could start doing this now, just having that a little extra cushion, a little extra nice nest egg or something is a gift here, something to give to my kids or my grandkids. Okay. Because, at different Christmas times and that, you can give, your kids money or whatever to help them out with, whatever. But they can for sure put it towards, something for, like in this case here, if I would give my oldest son money for the grandkids, it's not necessarily going to, that's what it's for. But, if it's silver and gold where I'm doing it myself on my end, then I know that money's going to be there for them down the road. Okay. And it's not a knock against my oldest son or anything, but I'm just kind of using that as an example. But real quick, I do have a special offer. Anybody that is on this call, if you want to send me your email me at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. I will send you out an American Buffalo Silver Eagle. And that's my way of thanking you for being on this call. It's something that I wanted to show my appreciation for you taking your time this Sunday evening to watch this with me. But that's just my way of thanking you for being on this call. So if you want to send me an email at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org and let me know that you were on here. And send me your information, your address or whatever. Okay. And if you're from a different country or something like that, let me know if you do have PayPal or something, because it might cost me twice as much as the coin is worth to ship it to you if you're in kind of like an out of the way country. Okay. So that's just my gift of thank you for being on this call. So a little bit more about 7K. Like, I encourage everybody to always do their due diligence before they make any decisions. Okay. I have this presentation, and like in the chat, I do have the SNG, the one link, sngsolutions.org, getting started. You can find out more information there as well. And if you wanted to click on it to get started, you could do that too. But 7K, they're located in Idaho Falls, Idaho. They actually do have a physical building. So it's not like one of these virtual companies where you don't know where they're at. You don't know if they're coming from, a third world country or someplace where they're just no physical people. But in this case here, they're located in Idaho Falls, Idaho. They are accredited with the Better Business Bureau. They have an A+ Better Business Bureau ratings. When I did this screenshot, they had a 4.5 out of 5 star customer review, and they had no complaints. And that's what I looked at, was the complaint. And was like, okay, well, who's complaining about this? And I did go through some of the customer reviews, and I did see that some people had made comments about their they kind of left negative thoughts, but it was more so after reading them, it was kind of like that somebody didn't explain the compensation plan with them correctly. So they were automatically assuming that as soon as they got their membership, they were going to be earning money. And no, that's not how it works. You have to share the opportunity. But in this case here, they're so what, go ahead and check out the Better Business Bureau rating on them, and a little bit more about the founders, Zach Davis, who did the presentation. Then there's Roger Ball, Josh Anderson, and Richard Hansen. And if the name Roger Ball looks familiar to you, he's one of the founder of Melaleuca, which is a company here in the United States that's been around for a couple of decades now. It's a real solid company. So it just goes to show you that the core group of people that got together and decided, it's like, hey, how can we make this so the average everyday person could save in the form of silver and gold, and do it on a budget. If they wanted to save it monthly, do it incrementally, or they could have something physically sent to them at the same time. But then also, what could we do to help pay it forward and share it? Because people are going to share our company with other people. That's how they came up with their, that's a compensation plan. But I like to call it a share plan. Okay. And there's no guarantee that you're going to earn with it. But if you do share it with people and they do create an account, you do earn points from their membership. And then any type of purchase they make after that, whether it's, the monthly auto saver, there's a points attached to it, or if they make purchases through like Zach mentioned, the coin drops where they have special limited edition coins where they have available, and they usually sell out pretty quick because they're like low limited edition coins. But in this case here, so there's different ways for you to earn from that. And if anybody would like to jump on a separate call and learn more about that, feel free to reach out to me at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. But also like with 7K, they do have like I said, they have a physical address, physical building. You can call them. They have normal business operating hours. And it's just my experience with them in the past 2 years has been phenomenal. Anytime I have questions for customer service, they do have a chat support and things you can ask them there. And then you can also call and talk to a live person, not, so that's another added benefit to it. But this is just kind of things that to keep in mind, if you're looking to save for your kids or your grandkids' future, this is an option you have. Okay. And it's something like I said let me do this. Oh boy. I'm going to pull up my back office. Okay. All right. So Sound Money Wallet. That's what your back office looks like, by the way. So anytime you go in, you're logged into your account. Okay. You're going to hit, it's going to show you the current value of gold and silver. Okay. The actual price that you would pay for it, and then sell back for the price of those. Okay. Now that has to do with, like if you're doing a physical complete 1 ounce silver or 1 ounce gold eagle or 1 ounce silver eagle, that's what you would expect to pay. Okay. So you can put your money in for cash. So I had put this in for, back in March, and I had put in $100 to do it as an example. And if you go to silverandgoldsolutions.org, you'll actually see the video that I did where I shared it. But what you can do is you can put the money in for cash. And if you wanted to, like I bought at the time, I bought $20 worth of gold. Okay. Okay. So that's how much you can, if you wanted to do it incrementally. Okay. This is just the way you can do it. So you would have your money as cash, and then you would actually do where you can purchase it. And so you can actually transfer it to X amount to silver and X amount to gold. And at the time when I did the silver, there was like, silver was kind of high. So it was like $40 a coin. So I want to buy an $80. So it's dipped a little bit, but with the end of the year coming, that's typically silver has a rise anyways, due to the demand. But like I said, you can do this incrementally. So you don't have to necessarily have like with their auto savers. And I'll jump back to that screen now here. Let's see. Okay, I'm hoping this is sharing right. Like with their auto savers, if you wanted to have this shipped to your door every month, there are 5 days throughout the month that you can choose from. There's the 1st, 8th, 15th, 21st, and 26th. So it's incrementally. And so you don't have to have one for each day. I mean, if you want to do that, you could, or you can, right now they have 4 different auto saver choices. There's the state animal silver, which is a colorized coin. And then there's the Eagle state label, which is one of the silver eagles, like I've shown you here. And it actually has the 7K logo, and then also it's MS70 and it has the state. So they put together this series that are exclusive to 7K. It's one for all 50 states of the United States. Okay, so that's one goal that I have with my youngest son, is to like put together that 50 state series. Okay. And then there's also the state animal gold, which is actually kind of equivalent to that, but it's a small gold coin. It's a ½ ounce gold coin, and it actually has a state label on it, but also has whatever the state animal is or whatever, like they have on those quarters and that from where they had all the state, per state, they had that for the United States. It's the same thing with gold. Okay. So it's not just a regular gold coin. It actually has whatever that state's animal is or their motto or whatever the case is. And then there's also the 7 pillars gold note, okay, which is at 115. Okay, so these two are 115, the state silver is 139, and that's that. But if you wanted to do this to where you can actually give them as gifts too, you could do that too, because that's one thing that I started doing now is for Christmas and that or birthdays. is having something special to give to my sons or grandkids, where we can actually have them if they want to have something, but for themselves. Okay. So that's kind of another nice gift idea. And it's great also too for like I said, birthdays and Christmas, but also like, for anniversaries and wedding gifts and everything. Do something. So kind of keep that in mind too. So yeah, so there are a lot of options with 7K, and even with the membership, there is you do have all these different benefits. You have access to the Sound Money Wallet. You have the autosaver program, where that's a lot of what they came up with the autosaver program, because a lot of it is just disciplining yourself to save incrementally each month. Okay, so if you set up the autosaver, then you don't have to worry about, okay, did I save this month for my kids or my grandkids, or you're wondering if you do it here, you just pick one of the 5 dates and done automatically. They actually, you have whether it's your bank account or your credit card attached to it, and the day of your autosaver, they send you an invoice saying, okay, here's your receipt for your autosaver. And then the next day you get another receipt saying, okay, here's your tracking number for the FedEx shipment. And then 2 days later you get in the mail. Okay, I'm getting FedEx. So that's kind of how that works. They do offer healthcare, which is nice. That's an added benefit too. So if you do not have health insurance, that is another option for you too. And they do offer supplemental insurance. That I do not personally have it with 7K, but so if you had any questions on that, you could always contact their support, or else I could try and find some information out for you as well too. But you get dealer direct pricing. So what they are paying from the dealer, that's what they're charging us for, to purchase if we wanted to buy some of their products. Okay. So it's not like they have all these, markups, because like typically if you walk into a gold and silver place or a coin dealer, it's changed hands like 4 or 5 times. And it changes hands, it gets marked up. So that's what's kind of nice about 7K, if they eliminate the middleman, so to speak. There's also 7K limited edition rare coins. That's what I was referring to with the coin drops. And if you go to the link in the chat, the getting started one or whatever, there is a products page, so you can kind of see what they have jewelry on there. They have where you can order bullion, regular raw bars or coins. They do have graded coins. So they do have a nice selection of things that you can order too, like if you wanted to do it as a gift. There are 1099 tax benefits. So if you do wind up sharing this opportunity and you're earning passively from it, just to check with your accountant or your CPA and see what they recommend that you keep track of. That way, come tax time or whatever, if you do earn from it, there's an option for you to save there as well. Then they also offer a gold-backed IRA. The 7K Advantage is what Zach talked about in the video with the discount thing, and that you can do by your zip code, or if you're in a specific, if you want to check restaurants or hotels, or what I usually, I'll have to do another video on that as far as how you operate the 7K Advantage. But if you just put in the zip code, it'll pull up everything, all the offers in your area for discount for restaurants, even stores, hotels, travel, everything there. And then there's also the opportunity to have residual passive income for a lifetime. Okay, that's if you're sharing the opportunity, and members, if there are people that share, that become members, if they really enjoy it, continue to use 7K to save for their kids and their grandkids, or even themselves, have their own little nice nest egg. That's something you can earn from. Okay, and usually the points are attributed either to the coins that are in the product section, some of the jewelry too, but also the coin drops and then the autosaver. Those have points attributed to, which is actually helps you build up to earning passively. And then there's also e-commerce sales. So once you create your account, you're going to have your own personal website. Like if you go to that getting started link in the chat, that'll actually show you what it looks like. Okay. And there's 3 short videos on the homepage there. It's usually like a 10,000-foot overview of what I'm sharing here tonight. But also it's got the products page, and you can kind of look around and see what it has. Okay. So then if you share that link, and maybe somebody doesn't want a membership, maybe just want to purchase, some silver or gold or collectibles or jewelry. If you share that with them and make a purchase from it, you can earn, passively in the process if they make a purchase through your personal website. Okay. That's what's kind of, there's a lot of great benefits. And to me, it's just something I really enjoy sharing this with people, because it's made a difference in my life and how I save for my kids and my grandkids' future. Okay. And that's the main thing, is just to have something for them to have a little more secure future and not have to stress about things as much as they get older. Okay. So if you want to be part of our team, I do have a silver and gold solutions team, and my gift to you as a complimentary thing is when you become a member, and if you sign through, go through either that getting started link in the chat, or if you go through this one here, the 7kmetals.com/Rick F. I will send you a silver and gold solutions coffee mug. I had these special made, and then I will also send you, like I'm giving the people that are in attendance here tonight. I'll also be sending you an American buffalo head nickel or silver. It's a 1 ounce silver coin, Indian head on it. And then also I do have a bonus thing too, where it's actually either a copper or some type of rare coin. It's not so common coin. It may not be necessarily rare, but it's pretty cool. Okay. So you just send those as bonus gifts to everybody that's on the that joins our team. Okay. And if you know somebody else that is a member of 7K and you want to join through them, that's fine as well too. But just send me an email at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. And when I get your email, make sure it's one that you check that's definitely going to get email. I know sometimes coming from my email address, it sometimes will go to your promotions tab or spam tab if you're on Gmail or something. So just double check that after you send me the email. Make sure that, if you don't see something within an hour or something or 2 hours, then check your spam folder or your promotions tab because it might go there as well. Okay. But what I'll do is when I get your email, I will send you a link. And in this case here, it'll either be, it's not going to be my own personal one. It will be either the getting started one or somebody that's already on our team, because that's what I want to help as many people as I can on our team, build their team as well. Okay. And then I can jump on a personal separate call with you if you would like. But when you send me your email, send me your full name, your phone number, and also your address so I know where to send the Silver and Gold Solutions mug and also the bonus items that I have. And then as far as the phone number, I'm not going to call you. I just want that as a means for us to communicate, like if you wanted to text or something, or say, hey, Rick, I'm giving this presentation. I'm sharing 7K with somebody. If I have a question, you can text me and I will answer as quickly as I can. Or if you wanted to get on a separate Zoom, we can do that as well. Because once I get your email, I will send you, when I send you the link to join, I will also include my personal cell phone number on there as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. And yeah, so as a special bonus, what I'm going to do, I'm only going to do this through October 2nd. Okay. So it's a week from today. When you email me, mention this presentation, say, hey, Rick, I saw your, how to save for your kids and grandkids future presentation. How can I get my 7K membership half off? And this is not from 7K. This is from me personally, for you taking the time to watch this presentation and to learn from it. And I hope you got some really great information. That was one of the things I just wanted to share about 7K, because I personally think they are a great company. And it's something, like I said, do your due diligence, do your own research. And if you have any other questions, let me know. You can reach out to me at that email address there. And then I want to show you, I showed you the 7 pillars note thing on the autosaver. This is what it is. It's a 1/200th ounce of fine gold. And this is what it is. It's actually this Roots of Humanity. If you actually Google it, it's a custom stained glass window set. Okay. And these are just, obviously replicas, but they're on the gold notes. So they do have they do look like this. They do have the reflectivity of like a stained glass window. So it's pretty cool looking. There's all 7 of them, and you can put that together as a collection too if you want. And that's just an optional thing. And then let's see here. That's another part of it. Let me get to some other pictures here. Yeah, this is some of the stuff they've had over the course of the years. This one was a piano. And it actually, the top came open and there were little legs that came down from here. I wish I would have got this one when I had the chance, but there was, I believe this was like a 6 or 9 coin set. And this was the Star Wars Death Star. And then they've also had the this Liberty coin, which is cool because on the front of the coin was the Statue of Liberty facing one direction. You flip the coin over and it actually had the back view of the Statue of Liberty. So it's really cool. And of course, it's these, what they were showing with the Julius Caesar coin. They actually had a whole series of those coins. Okay. So just real quick, thank you again for taking the time to watch this presentation. I wish you my best. Like I said, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'll be happy, more than happy to answer some questions for you. And like I said, if you are not able to join 7K because of the limitations on the 8 countries, then try to, model that. Try to somehow, still send me an email, let me know what country you're in, but also kind of model what I shared with you. Where if you can just do it incrementally, it's gonna over the course of time, add up, and that's just something that'll help your kids, and your grandkids have a more secure financial future. So thank you again very much for taking the time to watch this presentation. And one last real quick thing. Zach had mentioned stack and sell. Okay, that's a way for you to another option for you to sell if you get collectible coins. There's collectors that are on there looking for specific coins. But at the same time, is if you do have the physical autosaver shipped to your door, it'll actually allow you to, the app will allow you to scan the barcode of that coin. It'll actually keep a running tally of all the coins you have. And it also shows you the value of that coin in the current market value. So like if you wanted to hold it for a while, or if you see this maybe going up in the market or something and you wanted to sell it to somebody, that's what's really kind of cool about stack and sell too. But on top of it too, it's great for keeping track of what you have so that you can share it with your insurance company too. Okay. So it's really kind of another bonus feature of stack and sell thing. So, okay. All right, I'm done. Thank you very much for everybody for watching the presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed spending my time with you, and I look forward to having you be part of the team. If not, my best to you in your search for luck and happiness in life, and we'll talk to you again soon. Okay, take care.